fellow Etsy sellers. Are you tired of seeing your sales plateau? Are you looking for a way to boost your sales or start getting those consistent sales? If you're wanting to boost that revenue, thereby boosting that profit, you are listening to the right video. In this video, I'm going to cover 8 tips, 8 things that I consistently did throughout the life of my shop to help grow it, to help get the initial sales, and to help grow it to a point where I started getting consistent sales. So grab your notebook and a pencil and let's get started. Guys, this is all about strategy, and there are always strategies at different points in our businesses that we need to be employing. Before we get to the good stuff, just know that in this video, we aren't going to be focusing on a couple of key things, but I do have videos on the channel that really do a deep dive into these things, like making sure that you have good SEO, your title and your tags, making sure that you have beautiful mock-up photos, clear descriptions that are easy for your customers to understand what it is they're purchasing, making sure that your designs are created after doing good market research and that your designs are different and valuable and bringing something different to the market and not just knockoffs of other people's designs. Again, I have deep dives, videos on my channel that go deep dive into these things. I will link a playlist down below in case you needed to refresh yourself on that or you haven't seen those yet. But in this video, we're going to cover 8 different strategies that I employed specifically through that first year, first maybe 18 months, and continue to do so. Tip number 1, try to say yes. Now, of course, not every request we get from a customer are we going to be able to accommodate. But more often than not, you're probably going to be able to pull it off. And when you can, you should. Try to say yes. For example, if someone reaches out and I have a kindergarten shirt and they want it to say K5 instead, I am going to try to sit down during my specials break at school while I was still teaching or during my lunch break. I'm going to redesign it. I'm going to put it up as a whole new listing and I'm going to send it right out to them. That way they can see what it looks like. I have a new listing up. It's most likely going to get a sale right away. That's great for a new listing. And if they wanted something like that, there are probably other kindergarten teachers that would prefer for it to say K5 as well. If someone reaches out and says, hey, love this mom shirt, but can you make it say grandma? Yes. Even if the lettering I did myself and I created those letters, it took me a little while, I'm going to sit down and make that grandma one. I'm going to send it out as that new listing. Or maybe it's a grandma shirt and they want it to say Mimi. I'm going to send it out as a new listing. And if I can't do that right away, I'll message them and just let them know, hey, that's not a problem. I'll send a new listing to you with a new design as soon as I can, or by this afternoon, so they know when to expect it. I have also let them know, yeah, sure, just leave me a note at checkout and I'll be sure to switch the design for you. But it's even better if we do send them that new listing and create that new listing, because if they want that variation, then so do other people. I use the phrase double down a lot. This is a way to double down. You should be doubling down on what customers are interested in. That means making more of it. So if they're asking for a particular variation, then we could double down on that design by creating those variations. If you have a rainbow that's pinks and greens and purples and someone says, hey, love this, can you do it in these blues and golds? The answer is yes. Yes, I can. And I'm going to send you a new listing, and then you've got another variation out there. And this gives every customer moving forward that pops into your shop more options in this niche that you're in. Every listing gets this invisible quality score. We don't know what it is. We can't see it, but it receives positive feedback or negative feedback. Etsy's algorithm is noticing, are people clicking on it, staying there, making a purchase, or are they not looking at it? Are they ignoring it in search results? So if you have an interested customer that's asking you for a particular variation and you're creating a new listing for them, you are giving that listing a chance to do really well right away, because you are now going to send it out to that customer and it is going to get interacted with in a positive way right away. So Etsy is likely to be pushing out that listing for you in search results, getting it in front of more people, which is how we get more sales. Tip number 2, Be very offended if someone reaches out and asks you for a discount. No, I'm kidding. Do not be offended. But it seems like this is how everyone feels at first. It is not a dig at your time, or they're not trying to make it so that you're going to make less money. A customer wants to feel like they're getting a good deal. If they have taken the time to reach out and say, hey, I'm buying a shirt, or I'm buying 10 shirts, whether it's one shirt or 10 shirts, if they ask for a discount, do it if you can, and you most likely can. So when this first started happening to me, I remember feeling like, well, geez, no, I want to make this profit, right? I specifically remember the moment where I embraced this completely, of never saying no to a discount ever again. A teacher reached out and they were thinking about buying 10 shirts. And the price, I already had a discount in my shop, a sale in my shop, and I thought, oh no, I don't feel like doing that. I'm just going to tell them no, that I already have a discount in the shop. Well, they never purchased, and I was very sad because I was waiting for that purchase. I learned then not to be greedy. If they ask for a discount, I always say yes, whether it's one shirt or it's 20 shirts. I send them a coupon. I do it immediately. Hey there, thanks so much for enjoying these designs. Sure, I'm so glad you reached out. Here you go. I'm already running a 15% off discount in the shop, but here's a 20% off discount. That'll get you a little bit better deal. Can't wait to see you checking out in the shop. Something like this. And almost every single time, they purchase with me as a result of feeling like they got a special deal. They're getting a little bit special treatment. I'm still making a profit. And even if I'm not making a profit, let's say it was some of my listings I have at break-even pricing, which we'll talk about later. But let's say I had a break-even pricing, I still am going to send them that discount. Maybe I'll lose a couple pennies on it. But it's getting a quick sale through that listing, which means I'm probably going to set that listing off on a journey of making more sales over its little life, or maybe its long life now, rather than a short-lived listing that never makes a sale. So especially if it's a new listing that doesn't have a sale yet, say yes. If they ask for a discount, tell them yes. Tip number 3, run a sale. According to a survey, 58% of shoppers are more likely to make a purchase from a shop that is offering a sale. And the best part is it doesn't have to be a deep discount to entice a customer to check out. It could be a small sale, a small discount. And there's something really effective that Etsy does the last 48 hours of a sale. But more on that later. Tip number 4, offer personalization. I read recently that 42% of shoppers are more likely to make a purchase if the item is personalized. And the best part, you can actually charge a premium price. You could charge more when you are personalizing items. It also leads a lot of times to repeated business, and it leads to you being able to cash in on some good SEO, some good title and tags that are known to be very searched by customers. The word personalized and the word custom are both words that customers are typing into the search bar a lot. Don't forget, many customers on Etsy are shopping for gifts. It is a platform that many people are using to buy presents for loved ones. So, when you're buying a gift for someone, you want that person to feel special. You also want that person to think that you were really thoughtful. And when you get someone a personalized gift, it really shows that you're thoughtful. So these customers are coming on really looking for that just perfect thing. And when they can personalize it, it just makes it makes your design or item stand out that much more. Tip number 5, respond to messages quickly. So most of us know that we've got to respond within 24 hours if we want to keep our star badge, our star seller badge. But I'm talking like respond within 15 minutes. This is going to do a couple of things. If you're responding within 15 minutes, especially if you're a new shop, you don't have many reviews yet, maybe you don't have any reviews yet, this is going to communicate to the customer that you're responsible, that you're going to be there if they have a problem. When you don't have many reviews, this is a challenge. Customers don't want to be the first one to buy from you. They don't really even want to be the 10th person. So the more things that you can do to show them that you're responsible, that you're going to make sure that they get a product that they love, you're going to be there if they need something, the better. So respond within 15 minutes if you can. Also, the other reason, this customer is online, they've messaged you. What else are they probably doing? They're probably messaging 2, 3, 4 other shops. So they're doing their shopping right then, and they're probably going to be online for maybe 15, 20 minutes. Get in there, respond to them before those other shop owners do, and you could be the person that winds up landing that sale, that closes that deal. In the beginning of our shops, it's so important that we close as many deals as we can and get as many sales as we can so that we can start building that momentum. In all honesty, these things that I'm telling you, within 15 minutes, if I'm sitting on my phone, yeah, sure, I'll respond to them quickly. But it's not something I worry about so much now. In the beginning, if I were driving home from school and got a message, I pulled over to the side of the road and I sat there and messaged them back. That is how dedicated I was to this strategy throughout that first year. Once you get momentum going and you've got lots of sales coming in every day, you don't have to be, spending as much time doing this. If it's convenient and you can, sure. And if not, that's okay. But during that growth time where you're trying to get everything to catch, yes, give them the discount, which I still do. Respond to them right away, which I do if I can. If I'm at dinner with friends, I'm not doing that. But in the beginning, I did do that in the beginning. If they're asking me to change something, in the beginning, I did that religiously. Now, if it's easy enough, yes. If it's something that will sell again, for sure. But sometimes I just don't have time because it's worth my time now, where my business is now, to scale out a niche that I'm working in and get 10 new designs out rather than going back and doing this intricate change that maybe a customer wants. So now it's kind of a decision. It's whether or not I feel like it makes sense. But in the beginning, it was worth it to me every single time. Tip number 6, try ads, but only if you've watched this video here. I say that because I don't have time in this video to really go into my ad strategy and all of the things that I think that you should have in place before running ads so that they're profitable and they're effective for you. But in this video here, I did a deep dive. I really went into explaining exactly how I do it. So to say it in a nutshell though, you want to make sure you have many items in that niche that you're running ads in. And you also want to be monitoring those ads. You want to be going in every day and making sure that you're turning keywords off that do not make sense. I give a really good example of that in that video there. So definitely watch that if you haven't before you start trying to run the ads, because I don't want you to lose gobs of money doing that. And you do have to see it through for a little while. It takes a little while to start seeing that you're going to be making money. I would do it for at least 30 days, if not 60 days. So before making my decisions on that. But it is a surefire way to put more eyeballs on your items. So if you got the right things going on in your listings and you're getting those eyeballs, then a certain number of those eyeballs should turn into sales for you. That's just how it works. So definitely tip number 6, try running ads. Tip number 7, consider trying a break-even pricing strategy. A break-even pricing strategy is when you price your items to basically just break even, cover your costs, cover your Etsy fees, cover your materials and shipping. And this allows you to price your items very inexpensively, which gets them clicked on faster. It gets them purchased quicker, a better chance for getting purchased when someone's in there, which sends that listing into a little loop, a little journey of getting put in front of more people, having the opportunity to have that happen more often, and moving up in the algorithm and getting a positive quality score. And once you get a couple sales through it, you just hike the prices up. So I'm not going to go into the whole science of this pricing strategy right here, but I am running an A/B test. This video here is all about A/B testing. Definitely something worth watching. I am running an A/B test in my shop right now where I'm testing break-even pricing versus regular pricing to see how long it takes the two identical listings to get going, how many of them do get going. And I'm kind of pitting them against each other to see exactly what the results are. I am going to be making a video about that. So on that, if you do not want to miss that, go ahead and make sure you have subscribed to the channel so you get a notification and you don't miss that upcoming video. And if you are enjoying this video, I would so appreciate if you would just take a second to smash the like button, as that's really rewarding for me here on YouTube. Last but not least, tip number 8. Always be looking at the stats in your shop. Go to your listings tab in Etsy. Over to the right side, there's a little toggle switch. A lot of people don't have it toggled on at the beginning. Make sure it's toggled on. It's going to open up a bunch of stats in each of your listings, and you're going to get to see how many views they had over the last 30 days. You're going to get to see how many favorites they had over the last 30 days. You're going to get to see how many sales they've had over the whole time and the revenue. So at first you'll just be looking at the views over the last 30 days. If something's getting views and something else isn't, pay attention. This is also an example of doubling down. Pay attention to those things that are getting views, that are getting favorites. What is it about them that are getting the views? Is there something that's keeping people, once they're clicking in, from purchasing? Be thinking about this. Be making more designs in these niches, using more SEO, like the SEO in the listings that are getting the traction. Momentum is what you want, and this is how you build it. This is what you need to be paying attention to. It is something that I did not know to do almost the entire first year I was doing this, and now I am an absolute pro at it, and I am able to grow my shop faster and faster and faster. So there you have it, 8 tips to help you grow your shop faster and boost sales right now. Do these things consistently. And let's go back and talk a little bit about that effective thing that's happening the last 48 hours of a sale right here. Meet me here. But of course, right after this tip from Tucker. Tucker, take it away.